So much for joining us today. We thank you for joining our info session, and we hope that you get to learn a lot about our scholarship program. If at the end of this video you have any questions, please put it in the comments. Feel free to email us at contact@d2dscholarship.org as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the agenda for today. We're going to be talking about all of these things: the scholarship, the application process, the selection criteria, how to reapply, and opportunities after school. And I am also going to be sharing some tips that I have prepared, some advice that are really, really useful. So stay tuned. So first, let's talk about the program. So the program was started in 2021 by a very generous person who remains anonymous. And they remain anonymous because they do not want to thank you, is what they say. They don't want to be known. They don't want to get, famous or anything. They just want to help. And that is why they remain anonymous. Anyway, so the point or the purpose of the organization is to provide financial aid and mentorship for students in Ghana. And this year, we are going to be adding high school grads to it. So if you know anybody, or if you are a high school grad and you're looking to go to university, or you have already been admitted into university but you need financial help, then go ahead and apply to our program, because this year we are also accepting high school grads. And both college students and high school grads will have separate applications, and all of that information can be found on our website when applications open. Another thing about the program is that we have a very big focus on learning, and we are also very focused on preparing our students for the global job market. So we do this in so many ways, right? We use every single opportunity to teach and foster professional development. This can be seen in our work study program and even in our meetings. And as I go through and talk about the many things that we do aside paying fees, you will get to see how we try to fit learning, or try to make every single thing that we do a learning opportunity. Last year, we had 4 amazing students, and this year we're hoping to add even more students. So quickly, let's talk about the benefits. So the first benefit, and of course, the biggest benefit, is that we pay 100% of your tuition and fees. We do not cover your room and board or your feeding, because that money can be used to fund another student. As long as, your fees are paid, you might, and I say might because not everybody will, but there's a good chance that you can figure out a room and board situation. Another thing, and if you ask me, this is the biggest benefit that we provide, is mentorship. So our mentorship program is very rigorous. We meet every single weekend on a Saturday, and we learn essential skills. And most, if not all of these skills, are skills that you are supposed to know, skills that will help you in the job market, skills that will help you in life in general, but aren't taught in school all around the world. We teach things like how to build your resume, because a CV and a resume are 2 different things. How to write, and how to give an elevator pitch. We even offer interview prep, and we have group project experience. Last year, our group project experience was building the website, which is d2dscholarship.org. And some of our students, even the ones that didn't come from a technical background, still had fun and learned so much working, on the group project. And another thing is that we have an exciting list of topics coming next school year. We're going to learn so many things. We're going to teach, how to start a business, how to run your business. If you already have a business and it's a service-based business, how to price your services and such. Even investments, time management, a whole lot of stuff. I can't even remember them because there's so many topics, so many amazing ones. And the last but not the least, is that you get to mentor, you get to network with your peers, and you get a small little family of friends, and real family, and supporters and people who share resources and such. So it's a great opportunity. Amazing. So continuing on the mentorship, last year we had one mentor, and that wasn't even something that we looked into. We did not open separate applications for mentors. We just open applications for scholars, for people to apply for scholarship. This year, though, we are opening up our mentorship programs to students for them to apply. And the reason why we're doing that is because we acknowledge that not everybody want scholarship. Not everybody need scholarship. Some people don't want or need scholarship. They just want the mentorship part of the program. They just want to come in to have the opportunity to learn the things that we will be teaching the people we give scholarships to. And we also know that some of you will apply for the scholarship, but you won't be accepted, right? Because not everybody, will be accepted into the program. And maybe you still want to join the program. You still want to do the mentorship. That is also something that we would encourage. And so, because we know that and because we support that, we have decided to open up a separate application for mentorship. This application will also go live at the same time the scholarship application go live. If not, it will go live a little bit later after the scholarship applications go live. But if you are planning on applying to a scholarship program, to our scholarship program, and you're also interested in the mentorship and you're not really sure if you'll be selected, don't apply to both at the same time. Because if you apply to both at the same time, then we don't really know what you need. We don't know if you can fund yourself, so you just want mentorship, or you can't fund yourself, so you need scholarship. And if you apply to the scholarship program, you don't have to apply to the mentorship separately, because everybody who gets the scholarship is automatically enrolled in the mentorship program. So you don't have to apply to both at the same time. Also, we have very limited spots for mentorship, so please apply early. And I also want to slip this in and say, the mentorship, the decisions on mentorship will only be made after we fill the scholarship spots. And this is so that everyone who is applying to a scholarship, applying to the scholarship program, can know their fate before they apply. And if they want to, then they can apply to the mentorship program. So this decision will come out late, and this doesn't affect anything, because this is not something that, your fees or your school year depends on. It doesn't depend on this. So this is something that we will make decisions on very late. Okay. And this is also open to all high school grads and college students. So even if you don't get the scholarship, you can still apply. And even if you don't need a scholarship and don't want a scholarship, you can apply as well. So the other thing that we offer is a resource list. We have Udemy courses, we have YouTube courses that we have put together for you guys to check out. We provide so many other resources, all that we have found around the internet. We also provide interview prep resources, and I myself offer interview preparations. And this year, part of our mentorship program, we are going to be going over how to do behavioral interviews as well. We also provide a job list. We provide a list of companies who will sponsor you to come work in the United States. So, and it's a huge list. So, that is really, really helpful. And aside that, throughout the year, we give our scholars and send our scholars any opportunity that we find. Some opportunities, they're seasonal. So, they only come around every now and then. And when those come around, we also send them. So these are not all the resources on the screen. We have so much more, but yeah. And then the next benefit is the work study program that we offer. So this was started this year I keep saying last year, this year, we started this with our first group, first cohort, and this is a great opportunity for you to learn and make a little money, on the side while you're in school. And it's called work study because it is a work and study type of situation. You get to work while you're, studying, while you're in school. And it is made with your schedules in mind. So we're not going to ask you to work 50 hours a week or even 20 hours. You won't, because the jobs that we will assign will be very little. They're not very time consuming, but they will still give you an opportunity to learn and add to your resume. But last year, because we had only 5 people, everybody got a job. We had 4 and then 1 mentee. Everybody got something to do. But this year or next year, why do I keep saying last year? It's this year. The first cohort everybody had, but next year we are not going to have everybody. Everybody's not going to get a job. They're going to be limited positions because we're going to have so many of you and very few spots. Okay. So if you do get into the program, make sure that you're preparing yourself for the work study program so that when it gets there and applications open, you will get the spot that you want. So now let's talk about the application process. So from here, applications will go live. If you're subscribed to our newsletter, we will send you an email that the applications are live. We will give you the links to all the different applications we have. You fill one out and then we will review your application. And if your application meets the criteria and if it is sufficient, you will be shortlisted for an interview. Now, after this interview, occasionally you might be invited for a second round interview. And this might not happen, but this might happen if we need clarification or we want to verify some information by you, or if we have last minute questions. This might be something that happens. But let's say that we are past this stage. You've done first interview, you didn't need second round, or you did second round, whatever the case is. After this, decisions will be made and all applicants will be notified whether they are selected or not. And after this, you will get to attend the ceremony. It would also be on a Saturday. And after the ceremony, your fees will be paid and, the school year will begin. We will begin with our meetings and the fun begins. The next thing I want to touch on is fee payments. So students are not handed fees. You are not going to be handed the money to pay for your fees. We pay the fees for you. We pay your fees after we've done verification. So just because you got a letter that said you have received a scholarship does not mean that you will get your fees paid, because we will do verification. And if we found that you falsified information and you lied, we will not be paying your fees and you will be banned from ever participating in our program. So make sure you're being honest on your application, right? And after this, we pay your fees. We have people in Ghana who will pay your fees. Receipts of the fees will be sent to us. We will send it to you. And even if we don't send you the fees, and we will, but I'm just saying, even if, that's the case, you guys can verify this on your school's website. You see on the school's portals that your fees have been cleared, and you're good to go. So this is how the application looks. We have 5 different sections. We have the personal information session, followed by the educational background, and then the essay session, and then the file upload. So let me just give a little tidbit about every session. Personal information, of course, your name, your email, your hometown, all of that. And then we have things like, we have the section, your education background, which goes over the school you go to, the level you're in, your graduation date, your GPA, all of that. And then we have the essay session where you write essays. And then we have the file upload, where you will upload things like your WASI results if you're a high school grad, your transcript if you're in college, and your CV or your resume and things of that nature. And also, if you are subscribed to our mail, to our newsletter, then you probably have already received a template of this. So, and the template also have the essay session and the questions that we are going to be asking on the essay this year. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. And if you miss that, we will be sending out it out again. But just in case, do reach out to us at contact@d2dscholarship.org, and we will send you, and ask for the template. We will send it to you. The next thing I really want to touch on as part of the application process is the essay. Now, every single part of the application is really important. All 5 parts that I spoke about here, from your personal info to the education background, the essay, and the file upload, and whatever other side we have, all of them are important. But I want you guys to give extra attention to the essay portion. Why? Because some people are amazing. They have good grades. They've never gotten a C in their lives. But because they fail to deliver on the essays, they do not receive a scholarship. We saw this happening last year, and we want to prevent it this year, right? Now, the question might be, so we don't need A's and B's to apply? No, you do not. We understand that people who have financial problems are not able to give 100% of their time, to their education. Maybe you were working, you needed to make up money to pay for school, whatever the reason might be. Things happen, right? Not everybody is going to have perfectly shiny grades. And because of that, we give a lot of attention to your essays, and we really use your essay as a decision-making factor. And so I want you guys to be honest and tell us your story, because the thing is, before we get to talk to you at the interviews, if you're selected for that round, we won't get to know who you are. We wouldn't even see your face, right? Even if you attended the info session, we can't remember every single student and how they looked, right? So the only way we would know you and who you are and your story is through your essay. So you want to make sure that you're answering the essays and essay question or the prompt, and you are letting us hear your voice through the essay. You're letting us know who you are so that we can select you, okay? The other thing I will point out is, please do not cheat, because we will run all our essays through a plagiarism software. Don't think you can fool us, because you cannot, right? You will be rejected. Your application will be rejected, and we will ban you from ever applying to our program. And in fact, your rejection email will come before everybody else's, because there's no need to, reconsider you for anything. The next thing that I want to touch on is grammatical errors. So last year, a lot of applications that were sent to us had errors in there. Sometimes we couldn't even make up what the person was trying to say, because where there was supposed to be a comma, there wasn't. Where there was supposed to be a full stop or a period, as most call it, there wasn't. Where there was supposed to be a semicolon, there wasn't. Where there was supposed to be, different things, there wasn't. So please make sure that you're checking your grammar really, really well. Search online, find tools to help you. You guys use online anyways. You guys use the internet anyways, is what I'm trying to say. Use it to search for how to write great scholarship essays. And this is not just for the scholarship. This is for every other scholarship program that you will participate in. Search online on how to write a really good one, and utilize that. And even on our website, we have a file that is attached in the resources section, I believe, and it goes over how to write a great essay. And you can use that as well as other online resources. The next thing that I will touch on is that you guys should start early. If you start working on your essays early, you will not get overwhelmed. But if you wait till the night before applications close and you start working on there, you might not know what you're doing. And because of that, your essay might not be as great as it should be. And that might cost you the scholarship. So work on it early. Make sure that you're, a teacher of mine used to say that you should let an essay marinate and then come back to it, just the way we let meat marinate. So you want to work on it, keep it for 2-3 days, come back to it with a fresh set of eyes, look over it, and you will catch some errors. Fix those errors. If you have any friends who are really good at the English language, send it to them to check it for you, to give you their opinion and give you tips and tricks on how to fix it so that you have $1 million essay. The next thing I want to share with you guys is also an essay. I just want to give you some tips. So even if it's not the scholarship and you're applying to other scholarships, I want you to know on scholarship applications, every single question you see is an essay. If they ask you if you're doing well, they don't just want to hear a yes or no, okay? And even if they do, there is power in answering and giving more context, because it really lets people know, like it really lets people expand beyond a simple answer. They get to see how you're thinking, they get to see your thought process and everything else. So make sure that whenever you're filling applications out and there's an essay portion for scholarships, make sure that you answer every question like it is an essay. Okay, also make sure that you understand the prompt. Like I said, templates have been sent out, and if you want, you can email us to send it to you. But I can foresee people missing this part. And last year, people missed this part. People will answer the prompt, or people will respond to the prompt, and the answer they give clearly shows that they did not understand what was being asked of them. Don't make this mistake. If anything, email us at contact@d2d.org, d2dscholarship.org. Email us for us to explain what we want you to do. Don't just assume, right? Don't think you can just assume and write anything and just hope that's what we wanted. No. Come to us for clarification. Email us for clarification. If you're listening to this and you attended the info session, or you are already on the subscription list, you probably did receive the template already, right? You already received the template already in the email. If you have been receiving our emails, you can reply to any of our emails and say, can you please give me clarification on the prompts? And we gladly will set up some time to talk to you about the prompt and make sure that you understand it. Even if we need to learn a different language, we will, just for you to succeed. The next thing is, and I touched on this before, search online on how to write a good essay. Don't just go online and copy somebody's essay or do any of that, but be honest, right? And do search online on how to write good essays. The next thing I want to tell you guys is stay on topic. A lot of people make this mistake. You ask them a question about cats and they start off talking about pets, which is great because you're giving context, but then they end up talking about cows and they never talk about cats, right? That is bad. You don't want to do that. You want to stay on topic. To help you do that, you should make an outline. Say, okay, in the beginning, I want to talk about this. Following up on that, I want to talk about this. And this is how I want to end. There are 3 parts to every essay, right? But you can have multiple parts. Nobody is really gonna, do anything. But the most important part is you have a beginning and you have an end. In between, you can do whatever you want. But make an outline so that you know exactly what you want to discuss at each point of the essay. Another thing to keep in mind is that you should give relevant context. You shouldn't, if we're asking about animals, you shouldn't be talking solely about fruits, right? You can make some example. You can tie in fruits to animals some way to discuss certain topics and subjects, but you should not exclusively talk about fruits and never even touch on animals. So give relevant context and give context, but not too much, because then you lose your train of thought. Sometimes you want to make a point about how some animals like certain fruits, but if you keep talking about fruits all the time, then you might even sink into a place where you're like, and I also like fruits. In fact, apples are my favorite fruits, and you end up talking about fruits the whole time, and just you're off topic. You miss the mark, and everything is a mess. The next thing, and I think the first point touches on this, is that every question is an essay. And so do not write one-liner answers when asked a question on a scholarship application, because every question is an essay. Next, if there's a word count on an essay, ours or somebody else's, we want and they do too, want you to meet that word count. They want you to exceed it if possible, but they don't want you to go overboard. If the word count is 500 words, don't have like 10,000 words. That's just woo, right? That's crazy. So they want you to meet the word count and exceed it, but don't go overboard. And next, proofread your essay. This goes back to the grammar. There is an online tool called Grammarly, and there's so many of them out there, just like Grammarly, that are free to use. And some of them have premium services. Like I know for sure Grammarly has a 7-day free trial where you can try their premium version. If you're working on your essay and you need this tool, and you should use it, even if you don't need, even if you're a beast in the English language, I feel like you should use it. But anyways, use it. Sign up for the premium version if you're able, right? Your essay, you only need to, I don't think you'll be reviewing it for more than 7 days. For those 7 days, or 1 day or 2 days, or however many days, use the premium tool to really fix your essay and make sure it's ready, it makes sense, it's sparkly and just ready to go, right? After those 7 days, you really won't need it anymore. And that's that. But you can also find premium but free services just like Grammarly online. It's just a Google search away. And also Microsoft Word does an amazing job at catching grammatical errors and such like that. So you can also use that. But I would double down. I would use Microsoft Word and then copy my essay into some other, software to double check and make sure everything is on point. And lastly, on this essay portion, like I said before, answer your questions clearly. One of the questions that we ask on the essay, we asked this last year, we're going to ask it again this year. And that question is that how will you leverage your education in the job market? And, people fail to demonstrate how they will do this. Now, if you cannot demonstrate how you will use your education, then I think it's fair that you shouldn't expect somebody to pay for it, because then that means that your education is waste, right? Because you don't have any plans of using it. You don't know how you can even use it. So how is somebody going to feel excited to pay for that education, right? And people make mistakes on their scholarship applications with questions like this. You ask them, they're doing computer science, right? How do you plan on using that? And they say, oh, when I'm done with school, I will set up shop, and I'm not saying setting up shop is a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. But then this is a case where you're trying to tell somebody that your education is worthy, that you will be putting it to use, so they should pay for it. So you want to answer the question honestly, and you also want to figure out what you really want to do with your education, and tell that, talk about that in your application, so that we will see how serious you are and how useful your education will be in the future. Another thing is, please focus on all the questions and answer them clearly, all questions and prompts, that is. And do reach out to us if you need help or you have any questions. We cannot help you to write your essay. We cannot edit your essay for you, but we can explain the prompt to you over and over again if you need it. The next thing I want to touch on is documents. So we do have a documents section where we ask students to upload documents. You're asked to upload things like your resume or your CV. We ask you to upload your transcript and your WESI results for high school grads. And sometimes last year, what we kept seeing was some people will upload their transcript and the top part is cut off. So we don't even know if it's for you. And then the next thing is like the subject parts are cut off. So we only see the grades. And it's like, so how do we know which subject this grade belonged to? You want to make sure that we're seeing the full picture. You want to make sure that your documents are not cropped unnecessarily. You want to make sure that your names are on all documents. You want to make sure that your documents are not, sideways. They are upright and they are, they're uploaded in the right slots. The next thing we're going to touch on is the selection criteria. And I know most of you have questions about this. So yes, the entire application is taken into consideration. A well-rounded application touches on all the parts. We look at your personal information, we look at everything, your grades, your essay, everything, right? So selection is based on the quality of your overall application, not just one portion, even though the essay is really, really important. Every section matters, right? So I want you guys to apply. Even if you don't have perfect grades, well, we're not looking for perfect grades. We're just looking for great students who may or might have not made mistakes, but are eager to learn and have great plans for themselves and are future focused and just ready to go. So make sure you polish your essays. The essay portion is really important. We spent 3 slides talking about it, so it's really, really important. Make sure you polish it, make sure it's ready, and don't get cut off for little mistakes. Some people don't follow the rules. You tell them on the scholarship application, we ask for the name of your university and we say don't use abbreviations. And then they type in KNUST instead of typing in the full name of their school. Those are little mistakes that you shouldn't make. Like certain sections of the application should be like easy 100, right? It should be easily done and completed, no complaints. But people don't follow the rules, they don't read, and so they miss things. Don't do that. Make sure you're following rules, check all your documents, don't cheat, be honest, work on your essay early. Polish it, make it sparkly, make it shine, make it amazing. $1 million worth, So that's the selection criteria. So let's say that you have been selected and you want to reapply. What we ask from all of our scholars for reapplication is for them to get no more than 2 C's every semester and no more than 4 C's every semester. That means you shouldn't even get a D. If you get a D, that's already below 2 C's, right? That is just like an automatic knockout. You will have to reapply again next year. Then you won't just be reconsidered, because if you get in and you come with your transcript the next year and you did not make more than 4 C's, like you didn't have 5 C's or you didn't have any grades below C's, then you don't have to do anything. We just pay your fees for the next semester and that's it. You just get to chill and do your thing. The next point of consideration is, did the student, show up for all the meetings? Did they participate? Did they go to all events and workshops and whatnot? If you didn't, then again, you're going to have to just do the process again and hope that you get selected. And just because you were selected the first time and you're doing it a second time does not mean you'll get selected, right? But if you follow the rules, you get good grades, then that means that you can be selected. And you're like, okay, why are you being so tough on grades? We don't need good grades to apply. So why do we need, good grades to move forward? And the thought is that when you are applying, when it's your first time applying, you probably had some financial problems. So you couldn't really give your 100% attention to school and your education. But now you don't have those worries. Yes, you might have some, worries from home and personal life and stuff, but school is no longer a worry. So we think that you can dedicate more time, all the time that you used to, give to finding funding, you used to give to try to find funding for your education, you can dedicate all that time to your education. So it's not going to be easy, but you should strive to meet these requirements, and you should be able to meet these requirements. And then now I have some pieces of advice that I will give. This is not just for our scholarship. This is just for you, just because we care about you. And, our mentorship program is great, right? And so if you join us, you'll be learning all of the things that I'll be talking about in the advice section. But we know not all of you will be getting the scholarship, and we still want you to benefit from these useful tips. So the first thing I would tell you is that if you are interested in getting out of Ghana for work reasons, you want to work outside of Ghana. Right now, the tech field is a hot cake. That might be where your opportunity comes from. So you want to make sure that a lot of you are vacation. Use this vacation to research how your field that you're studying in school, how it meets with the tech field. And even if it doesn't, you want to search for opportunities in tech where you fit in, right? And learn about those opportunities and prepare yourself for those opportunities. Honestly, I would tell you that every single one of you should know these basics. You should know WordPress. You should know how to build websites with WordPress. Build a personal portfolio for yourself using WordPress. Learn HTML, CSS. That's the basics of web development. Learn learn web development. Learn a whole bunch. Go beyond HTML, CSS. Learn the basics of programming languages. Learn how to build games if you want to. Aside this, it's a free world. Do whatever you like, but learn some basics of tech and submerge yourself in that field. Learn about it so that you can take, advantage of the opportunities in tech. The next advice, or the next pieces of advice I want to give you, the first one starts with working hard. I know a lot of you will listen to this info session, or maybe you attended our info session, but you will end up not applying to the scholarship. Why? Because we're asking you for 3 or however many essays, and you don't have time for that, right? You don't want to, but you shouldn't do that. You should work hard. You shouldn't make excuses. Some of you will not apply, but will still walk around and say, I don't have money for fees. I don't have, well, you didn't try to help yourself, right? So I want you guys to work hard. Everyone will have a sad story, right? That would not be enough. That would not be enough for somebody to help you. This scholarship program will still ask a little bit of you. Our little bit is asking you to write essays and submit an application for us to review. People will ask different things of you, in order to help you. So work hard and make no excuses for yourself. Don't be a charity case. Next thing is, you cannot depend on your degree alone. A lot of you are making that mistakes already. Some of you will make that mistake, and it will cost you. There's some really important skills that you should know. And we try to teach these things in our mentorship program. But then again, not everybody will get accepted into the scholarship program or just the mentorship program. And we know that. That's why I'm touching on this with you. I want you guys to not depend on your degree alone. Your degree might not teach you how to do behavioral interviews, which is one of the skills that I'm asking, or I'm advising you guys to learn. Your degree might not go over business skills, how to start a business, how to price your services, how to brand yourself, financial advice, how to invest, what is investment. Your degree might not go over any of that, time management and all of that. But it is up to you. It is your responsibility to learn all of those things. When you're in university, you have a lot of time on your hands. Yes, we go to school and we have to do homework. We have projects and stuff like that. But we also make time for parties. We also make time for a whole lot of fun stuff. So we do have time. It's just a matter of prioritization. What do you want to do with that time? What do you want to gain out of that time? What are you investing your time in? Learn these important skills that I have mentioned. There's no reason why you should get out of college and not know how to do a behavioral interview. Nobody at the interview is going to say, oh, I'm sorry that your school didn't teach you. They're not going to say that, because they expect you to have put in your own time to learn that skill. Or, if you got somebody to teach you, then great. But generally, they expect you to have that skill already. And it's just too bad school doesn't teach it. But so you have to do yourself a favor, especially if you want to work outside of the country. You have to know this. You have to know how to do. You have to know a lot of stuff. Learn how to introduce yourself. When somebody says, tell me about yourself, don't just say, hi, my name is Issa Mensah, and I'm from Konongo, and that's it. And I go to UPSA or something. Don't just say that. There's certain things that you should touch on, right? Learn how to do that. Learn the things that you should be touching on. Learn it, please, because it will help you. If you don't learn it, you're only hurting yourself. The other thing that I want to touch on is networking. A lot of you are not on LinkedIn. You're on social media. You're on Instagram. Oh, we know you are. We know you are also on Twitter. We know you're on Facebook. We know because we see your tweets. I mean, I don't see your tweets, but in general, we know you are. But you might not be on LinkedIn, right? And even if you are on LinkedIn, you're not really active. You don't go on there, you don't network, you don't really follow anybody or connect with anybody. Put LinkedIn to use. I know people in Ghana who live in Ghana who have gotten jobs outside of Ghana but are still living in Ghana and working. Some are now out of Ghana. They have migrated or immigrated to different countries to go work there. And I know most of these people, or some of these people, use their network on social media to gain these opportunities. That is the power of social media. Social media can be good, it can be bad. It all depends on how you use it. Use it to network, use it to reach out to recruiters, use it to, invite yourself into the conversation, to see what is out there, to see the opportunities that are out there. Some of you will graduate and decide, I'm not quite ready for the job market yet. I want to continue school. I want to do a master's program. You can learn so many things about doing master's programs outside of Ghana. You can learn about so many opportunities out there on social media, on LinkedIn, especially. So again, submerge yourself in this, work on this, use your vacation to work on these things. Make sure you're going back to school a better you than you came out, So make sure that you're touching on all of these things. You might not be able to work on everything. That's fine. But as long as you're working on something, you will continue to improve yourself and it will always work in your favor. The last thing I want to touch on is you guys should watch your social media activity. Some of us, not some of us, but some of you think that you can make certain statements on social media, you can do certain things, you can post certain things and just forget about it. No, the internet never forgets and it might come back to bite you, in the backside. Make sure you're watching your social media activity. Watch how you talk to people, watch how you interact. Watch the words you're using. Make sure that you're being kind and not ugly to anybody, because we have all seen how social media activity from even before dinosaurs went extinct. We have seen how those things have come back into play to hunt certain people. We've seen this with our celebrities. We've seen this, globally, everywhere we've seen this. So make sure that you're watching your social media activity. And this is another, advice that I have to give. These are really great skills to learn. These are not really like school related skills, but these are general great skills that all of you should learn. Okay, so you guys, some of you need to learn how to make better decisions. Some of you, the decisions you make are greatly influenced by your friends, and sometimes your friends might not be pushing you to make great decisions, but you still make them anyway. Some of you have school in the morning at 7, but you have friends who will convince you to go party till 5 a.m. Then you miss class. Those are not good decision-making skills. If you want a good future, you need to start making good decisions for that future. Some of you think, oh, please, madam, we have time. I'm only in second year. I'm only going to third year. I still have 1 year. I'm going to fourth year. Okay, but you don't really have time. Time is an illusion. I'm telling you, before you open your eyes and you close your eyes and open it, time is already here. Right? You've already graduated. You're walking on stage. National service is about to come. And before you close your eyes and open your eyes, 1 year is up, national service is over, and you have to find a job. That is a stressful thing if you're not prepared for it. You want to make sure that you are prepared for it. If you have been wasting your life away, focusing on unnecessary things, it's time to switch your focus. Make good decisions. In everything, in your relationships, in your faith, in your personal life, everything, in your family, friends, everything. Make good decisions. Make sure that your decisions reflect a person that you want to be in the future. The next thing I want you guys to be And the next thing I want you guys to do is to be future oriented and to work hard. A lot of you are very short sighted. You don't think about the future at all. Some of you don't even think about tomorrow, right? And that's bad. That is really, really bad. You want to be future oriented. If you want to be a rich person in the future, you want to start learning how to make money, how to invest, right? It's not all about, somebody gifting you money all the time. No, you want to learn how to save money. You can dream, but if you don't put in the work, it's not going to work. I always say this, the difference between dreams and reality is action. If you don't put in the work, your dreams are going to remain your dreams. Your dreams are not going to, become action. Even the Bible touches on this and talks about faith without works, right? So you want to make sure that, you're dreaming, but you're also putting in the action. There's no dream of yours that, even if it's for far, far away future, there's no dream of yours that you can start working on today, right? Even if you want to be rich and you don't have money, how can I work on that? I don't have money. Okay, you can start learning how to invest. You can start learning how to start a business, how to save money, how to watch your spending. Learn what ETFs are. Learn how you can invest from Ghana. Because not everybody will get an opportunity to go outside of Ghana. But you want to learn how you can do your part from Ghana. You want to learn all of those things. So there's no dream of yours that you have for the future that you cannot start working on it today. And a lot of that is going to tie into your decision making and how hardworking you are and how future oriented you are. I want you guys to also start looking for job opportunities outside. Some of you go on vacation and you go home. Even before vacation comes, you don't really look for any internships. Dream big, man. Think about work outside of Ghana. Hey, I know people are going outside of Ghana for opportunities. How did they even find that? And how can I also find it? Start searching online, get on LinkedIn, follow people, network, ask questions. We're here. Whether or not you get the scholarship, this is a resource you can put to use. Dare to Dream will be a resource that you can put to use. You can always send us questions. You can always, whatever, we're here for you, right? So look for opportunities outside. Don't wait till you graduate before you start looking for these opportunities. If you want to do a master's program or just a postgraduate program, start looking. Don't wait till you graduate before you look. There's so many scholarship programs out there. Look through them. Apply. It's a lot of work. I know, because I too applied to scholarships back when I was in high school, waiting to get into college. So I know it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, lots of typing, but it's all worth it. Remember, dreams that you have, for the future, you can start working on them today. The next thing, and I've touched on this, make smart relationship decisions. This might be controversial, but I'm going to say it anyways. So a lot of the relationships people put themselves in, we all put ourselves in, from the age maybe 18 to say 25, anywhere, from high school all the way till like a few years after college. A lot of the relationships don't work. And I have sat down and I have thought about it, and I have decided, after a lot of research and, a lot of, deep thinking, that the reason why it doesn't work is because at that level, we are all working on who we are. So at one point in life, we might think we are one way. The next point in life, we might not be that person. We might not be who we think we are. And because of that, because we are changing and we're trying to find who we are and find ourselves, and we're learning new things and trying to go different directions, a lot of relationships don't work. And people end up saying, oh, I was with this person, but they changed. No, they're still trying to discover who they are, right? So what I would say is, don't invest your time in, useless relationships. Don't invest your time in relationships that won't help you. I'm not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend alone. I'm talking about friendships. Okay? Friendships are relationships too. So don't invest your time in relationships that will not foster growth in your life. Make sure whatever relationship, whether romantic or, just platonic, make sure that whatever relationship you find yourself in you're gaining from it, and you're also pouring into somebody with it. Don't get into relationships that will exhaust your energy, zap your energy, and keep you from working on things that you should be working on, right? Some people will get into relationships, whether friendship or romantic, and all they do is spend their time at parties and unnecessary things. They don't study, they fail exams. They all laugh about failing exams. That is not cute. That is not goals. That is not cool. It's not hot, right? So make sure that you're making smart relationship decisions. Learn money skills. Start learning how to save. Some of you have very poor money management skills. We all have poor money management skills, in fact. But some of you, if you get 200 cedis today, you think, yay, man must enjoy, so I must enjoy. You spend 150 just today, not because you need to, but because you want to, right? Learn how to save some money, because there are days that are coming, and there are days that have come, and you know this, that were tough. So there are tough days coming. There are rainy days coming. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for those days. If you can help it, save the little you have, right? Try to cut your spending. Just because you can afford fried rice does not mean you should ignore the MPC in your fridge to buy fried rice. Just because you can afford chichinga does not mean you should ignore the rice in your fridge for chichinga. Save if you can, as much as possible, because this money management skill that you acquire today will help you when you become a billionaire in the future. I pray that happens. The next thing I want you guys to do is to set goals for yourself and work on yourself. A lot of you are good with setting goals for yourself. You say, I want to learn how to code, but you never start. So you want to make sure you're not just setting goals, but you're working on those goals. And to help you with that, this is what you do. You set a big goal. Okay, I want to be a software engineer. Okay, what do I need to do? I do research and figure out I need to learn a language. You pick a language, let's say Java. Then I'm going to learn Java, but I'm going to learn the basics. I'm going to give myself 4 months to learn the basics. I'm going to, learn every single day, or make your own schedule. Learn whenever. But in 4 months, you're done. Okay, then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do that. And then you break your goals into smaller and smaller sections, and you tackle it piece by piece, little piece by little piece. Don't just say, I want to be a software engineer, and then you don't have a direction. You don't have any plan. You are going to overwhelm yourself. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're going to end up not even doing it. You're going to give up because it's going to be so overwhelming, and you're not going to know where to turn. But if you sit down and you make plans and break those plans into smaller plans, and you break those plans into even smaller plans, then you're going to be ready. It might not be easy, but you're going to get to your goal. The next thing I want you guys to do is to not be lazy. Use your time wisely. Use your time to do things that will help you in the future. Don't wait to be rescued. Don't expect anybody to teach you anything. Don't put your hope in anybody. Put your hope in yourself. Work on yourself. Learn things. Make moves for yourselves. And prepare yourself for a great future. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is that you should share this information. Share the link to this video to your friends who are interested in our program. Like I said, all we do is not just scholarship. We don't just pay your fees. No, we have a mentorship program that is amazing. If you're not part of our scholarship or mentorship program, you cannot apply to our work study program. So you have to be in there. Applications will open soon. Share this to high school grads. Share this to recent or current college students. Subscribe to our newsletter. You just go to d2dscholarship.org. You click on receive notifications, and you fill out that little tiny form. You're subscribe to our newsletter. We will send updates on when applications are going to open. And we're going to share resources with you guys as we go, just to help you to really prepare and to nail your essay and everything else. We want you guys, like I said, to share this program with anybody who needs it. Even if people don't need to hear the beginning, where I talk about our program, but they just want to hear the advice that I give at the end, share this with them. If they have to skip forward to hear that, good. I don't mind. We all don't mind, as long as you're getting what you need from this video. The next thing is, please, we have so many flyers. Share them with your friends. Share them with people who need this, because the more people we can help, the better we will feel and the better the world will be. So the next thing is, we want you guys to follow us on social media. Right here, this is the link. This is our name on social media. So we are at D2D Scholarship. Type in like facebook.com/D2D Scholarship. The GH might not be part of it, I'm not sure, but check this out. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to our newsletter. If you have any questions, you're listening to this, you're like, I'm not on the newsletter, I joined late, so I'm not receiving anything, because maybe we're not sharing anything else, but you have questions, or maybe you were on the info session live and you had questions, because I know we got cut off early, but maybe you have questions, you still want us to answer your questions, but you don't know how. Please reach out to us at contact@d2dscholarship.org. We have highlighted it in yellow so that you can see this. Send us an email. We will respond. We will, answer your questions to the best of our ability. Appreciate you. For those of you who were on the info session live, thank you. For those of you who are listening here, whether you were on it or not, thank you. We appreciate your interest in our program, and we hope that you found this info session very informative, whether it is with our organization or another one. We hope that you do find the financial help and a great educational resource that you need. And we also hope that with next school year coming, we hope that you have an amazing school year. Thank you.